Hi there, this is Anthony with FourScarsGaming.com bringing you a review for Call of Duty Vanguard on the PS5 published by Activision. Well, it's almost Christmas time and you know what that means, right? Yep, Sledgehammer and Treyarch are releasing another Call of Duty video game. If you've been keeping up with the gaming world, Call of Duty is a franchise that's been releasing titles annually for better or worse. Vanguard is the 18th release in the Call of Duty franchise. Is squatting up with your buddies any more attractive than last year? Has there been enough added to the World War II setting to warrant a return only 4 years after Call of Duty World War II? Well, let's take a look. Campaign. Call of Duty has come a long way. While the previous campaign in Black Ops Cold War had a generally reasonable campaign, Vanguard promises players a new but familiar experience. There's no denying that Call of Duty always tries to deliver a fun spectacle. Vanguard is no exception. The levels are picturesque and immersive, putting players right in the backdrop of World War II. The unique aspect to this year's Call of Duty campaign is that you're part of a band of brothers force, kind of like the A-Team, who's assembled to fight Hitler and the Nazis. As this task force, it's up to players to fight for their lives through a slew of enemies. Players feel powerful. Almost too powerful. The whole campaign feels a bit on the underwhelming side, and the story never strays off the beaten path. The opening train heist is nothing to write home about when compared to some of the other more exciting set pieces this franchise has delivered in the past. When you play a Call of Duty campaign, it's an expectation to be somewhat wowed. If you're a Call of Duty campaign purist, you're not going to be disappointed, but it's definitely not going to be the reason that this game is remembered. Maybe in the future having a campaign as an optional $20 add-on rather than paying the full $50 or $60 price for multiplayer and zombies would be a possible smart route to go if forgettable campaigns is the new trademark experience. The characters are occasionally compelling, but overall, skip over to multiplayer instead. As a side note, during my playthrough I noticed an odd pausing glitch. This was frustrating. Hopefully a patch fixes this, as it was definitely distracting and made playing through the campaign a real chore. Multiplayer. Multiplayer is the bread and butter of all Call of Duty games. Multiplayer modes like Team Deathmatch and Zombies have been a staple of the series for quite some time now, and are the real reasons players seem to get dragged back into this game year after year. The one question players are probably asking is, why would I pay full price for another Call of Duty set in World War II when a game literally called Call of Duty World War II was released not too long ago? The one major difference here is the game engine. Vanguard is using the Call of Duty Modern Warfare engine from 2019. This gives players a different feel from the Call of Duty World War II game from 2017. What Sledgehammer has to be acknowledged for 16 multiplayer maps at launch. For comparison, Call of Duty World War II had 10. Although the majority of these 16 maps have the same brown, muddy, and gray look, there are a few standouts as a visual spectacle. Variety is the spice of life, and having more maps is always welcome. There's also the addition of destructible walls in these maps, which definitely adds a new element to the game, but I didn't find it made a noticeable impact on my overall experience. In regards to gameplay, for the sake of speed, intensity, and familiarity, there's less emphasis on realism, which they kind of tried to do in Call of Duty World War II. The setting of Vanguard kind of feels like it was tacked on as a gimmick, with little to no consideration given. For example, dot sights are commonplace, each gun is fine-tuned to perfection, and you can slip and slide your way around the map, popping off headshots just like Great Gramps did on the beaches of Normandy. I'm sure all the history buffs are shaking their fists in anger, but I really did enjoy the multiplayer experience. This is a Call of Duty game after all, and there's an expectation from fans to deliver a somewhat familiar experience, setting be damned. Implementing the gunsmith feature in this game was actually welcoming. Again, hell with the setting. It's just fun to tinker with a gun and make it work just as you'd like. One of the new game modes that's worth a mention is Champion Hill. You're partnered with one or two other players, given a shared number of lives, and are pitted against other teams of 2 or 3 players in mini team death matches. Between these matches, you're given money to upgrade your gear or weapons. Once you run out of lives, you're kicked out of the cycle, but if you manage to make it to the end, you're crowned the victor. There's no shying away from the Battle Royale influence here, but the game mode is worth a try if you're looking for something new. Overall, multiplayer feels like it's in a different class entirely from our campaign counterpart. If you're thinking of buying Call of Duty Vanguard for multiplayer, it definitely delivers a solid experience. Zombies. The story here is pretty interesting, more engaging than even the main campaign. The dialogue is super cliche and extremely corny, but that's what makes the ridiculousness of Nazi zombies work so well. Players squad up and face hordes of zombies. Progressing through the zombie campaign isn't as challenging as previous entries since your objectives aren't cryptic, so this may be a good or a bad thing depending on what you look for. The difficulty level never spikes when you least expect it, it feels gradual and earned. The zombies you face are unique enough, and overall this mode, as always, is a great addition that turns Call of Duty into an entirely different shooter. Presentation, sound, and control. Call of Duty games are kind of like a trip to McDonald's at this point. You know what you're getting, and it's neither the most amazing meal ever or the worst. Vanguard, though, is aiming to be more of a Big Mac than a McRib. It's here to stay, it's familiar, and it's comforting. The music sounds like it could have come from an Avengers film, and the graphics are top-notch. There were some questionable effects and animations, but overall it does its job well enough. Just as an aside, and I hope you're sitting down for this, you still can't pet dogs. Sure, you can shoot them dead, but God forbid you give Lucky a job well done. Missed opportunity, guys. The sounds are electrifying, and even with all the insanity going on around you, there's still a high quality to enjoy. The audio is crisp in Vanguard, and it feels jarring in an immersive way, especially with the headset on. I did find that some of the gun sounds were a bit held back, almost like they were a bit muffled, but it didn't take away too much from the stellar sound. Just a quick note on the PS5 specifically, the use of the DualSense controller was underwhelming. Playing on PS5 doesn't have a unique element with these controllers, which is a shame given the potential of the DualSense. Overall, Call of Duty Vanguard offers players a surprisingly fun return to World War II, given how recently Call of Duty offered up the exact same setting. The heroic A-Team campaign is good enough to entertain, but not good enough to stand out. Ultimately, the Band of Brothers motif is more of a bland of brothers, and the adventure tires quickly. For those that focus on multiplayer, you'll get a solid entry that delivers an entertaining, but very familiar experience. The game modes available won't wow anyone, but are good enough to give fans a good time. With Warzone being a free-to-play Call of Duty game, and the cheap price of the other more recent Call of Duty games, you can't be blamed for passing on this particularly safe entry. You probably know what to expect with a Call of Duty game at this point, since we get one every year, and this game is exactly what you think it is, for better or worse.